Yo, what's going on, man? This is your boy, Supa, man. You are in the yo with your boy, man. Today, we're going to be talking about the SPL Machine Head plugin. This particular plugin is based off a actual hardware unit from SPL, which from my understanding is a very expensive unit. If you can catch one used out there. I think I saw it researching this plugin the other day, hardware unit going for $16,000 on reverb.com, man. But I want to see what the hype is about emulating a $16,000 to $20,000 hardware unit. Now, this particular plugin is basically an emulation of a tape saturation processing tool, which is kind of like giving you that classic sound of tape, analog tape machines and whatnot. So if you're looking for something to add warmth to your signal or mix, or add depth to your mix, add some type of characteristics to your tracks or whatnot, this particular plugin will be for you. Now, it doesn't have all that control stuff like, the bias and, saturation and, saying switching out different tapes. No, it's very simple and very straightforward, and you really get to that saturated type of sound that you want. Okay. And we're going to be taking a look at that here in Reason today on a beat that I already got conjured up and everything like that. So yeah, we'll go ahead and just go ahead and transfer over to Reason and check out the SPL Machine Head plugin. Let's go. All right, so here we are in Reason. We have the SPL machine already inserted in the first section of the master section and whatnot, so we can, process everything in this beat or whatnot. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the GUI, and here it is right here. So the plugin is very straightforward, nothing difficult with the particular plugin. This particular plugin, though, it has two different versions. One version is the original version, which is a one-to-one code of the original hardware unit. So that is pretty cool that Plugin Alliance and SPL, they work together to give you a one-to-one code of the plugin. Of course, it's not going to sound just like the hardware unit, but they're going to get damn near close to it, man. We're talking about very close to it. And then they have this version called the ultimate version, which is to me, it adds a extra function onto it. It adds a low frequency adjust knob on here, and I think the coding is a tad bit different from what I've researched, but it's supposed to be a little bit different than the original version, which is pretty much the exact emulated version of the hardware unit as well. Now, looking at both original versions and the ultimate version, they're both pretty much straightforward for us. The knobs and parameters is concerned. As we flip back and forth with it, you can see a couple of changes on the GUI, like this added knob for the low frequency adjust, as we went over before on the ultimate version. But then also on the ultimate version, you get an output gain knob that replaces the power knob over here, but the output gain knob is right here. So basically, they kind of just moved everything over to the right. Okay, but on the original version, we'll basically base this video on the original version. Now, you can adjust the input gain, the saturated drive signal, or driving the signal more saturated with this particular knob, the high frequency adjust knob, which will basically take the high frequencies and kind of give it a warmer sound or a brighter sound. So when you go down on this particular knob, you'll see right here the high frequency adjust will go into a negative value, and when you turn it to the right, it'll go up in a positive value, and those high frequencies on the signal will get brighter. So it's almost like a high shift, if that makes any sense. And then you have an output gain here. Now, this particular button right here is called high tape speed, and you don't have to worry about whoa or flutter, or the bias or anything like that. It's very straightforward. Give it saturation drive, you adjust the high frequencies, and then you add low or high speed tape. Very simple. By default, it comes in 15 tape speed, but when you hit that button, it's 30. Okay, now if we go and click on this little screen right here, it doesn't do anything when we click on that screen. So everything is controlled on this button. Two speeds, 15 and 30, which is representing 30 inch per second and 15 inch per second as far as the tape speed is concerned. All right, and The preset here, the preset now buttons right here. You can choose four different controls that you kind of set up. So let's say, for instance, on A you got it at 30, on B you want it on 15, and then on C you got it on 15 with a high adjust. Let's say, for instance, the high adjust at 3, and then on D you want it on 30 with the high frequency adjust at 5, and then we go back to C here, and then you give it a drive amount there and whatnot. And so once you set all these parameters, you can just choose back and forth, saying, doing your thing or whatnot. But like I said, all of these parameters are going to be based on your music, not my music, and this is not universal, so you're definitely going to have to do some some familiarity activities or some familiar activities, shall I say. I like making up words, by the way, man. But some familiar activities on here to basically, get comfortable with the plugin. But it's super easy. There's nothing to it, man. So we're going to dive straight into it, putting this on a hip-hop beat. So pretty much all the demos that I've heard with this particular plugin are like on pop music or, rock or some other type of genre, but I didn't hear anything on rap, R&B, or hip-hop or whatever. So I definitely got like a rap trap type of beat here that we're about to play, and I want to test it out, man, because Plugin Alliance, their marketing is very broad, but there's a lot of us hip-hop producers and mixing engineers that use Plugin Alliance tools. So I kind of want to test it on the music that I create and see how it works, because I love the sound of tape, but sometimes I don't like messing with all those controls to just get it right, and sometimes it just color the sound in a unnatural way. So I want to see if the SPL Machine Head is going to give it more of a stereo but yet still saturated sound, if that makes any sense. So if if you ask me, I think we just got another saturation color box. All right, cool deal, man. So let's go ahead and pop into it, man, and check out this beat. So what we're going to do is look at this beat right here on the hook section. We're going to bring that down right there and get you guys familiar with what we're about to process. Cool. We're gonna stop it right there. Now you can see that we were clipping just a little bit, so I'm gonna bring that down about -1. Okay, let's hit play again. All right, so we got a control of our clipping. You never want to go in clipping a plugin on the input stage of a plugin, just gain staging principles. All right, so what we're gonna do now that we kind of adjust the input gain, we'll go ahead and give it a little bit of drive and see how much we can color this beat. So right now we kind of, with that signal, we kind of hit at about a 50% level. And man, in these headphones, bro, like the bass, the bottom end of the track got real beefy. I mean, real beefy, real meat, man. Some straight up porterhouse steak, you feel me? And I didn't really hear too much bright end on it, which is a very, very good deal, or whatnot. All right. Now, what I'm gonna do is kind of play around with the high frequency adjust knob and see how bright or how dull we can get the mix. Wow. So just these two parameters seems like is the meat and the potatoes of the plugin. That's it. You don't have to worry about again the flow, the whoa, the flutter, the bias. What else they have on there? Some other knobs that they have on there. I mean, you just get straight to the point, and already it's addictive, man, because it really beefs up the sound. It really adds a very sterile saturation sound to it. You can hear the saturation, but it's not coloring the sound. It's very clean saturation, and the high frequency adjustment is very, very sweet. You can't really turn it up too loud because we're at the adjustment or the value of 3, but you can only go up to 6. So basically, we was at the halfway point, or whatnot. That's pretty cool at the at tape speed 30. Not bad at all. So let's go ahead and adjust our output gain here. So I'm trying to gain stage the input and the output meters. I think I got it right. So making those adjustments, that's about a negative -0.4 volume adjustment there, and then we'll turn it on and off and see how it sounds. So yeah, I ain't gonna say it's a mastering tool, but you can say it's a mastering tool because it definitely wakes the beat up. Now, mind you that this beat is not mixed at all. Ain't nothing mixed in here, just straight wall tracks or whatnot. That sounds really, really good. Now, what we're gonna do next is go to B. I'm gonna put it on tape speed 15, and which is already on. And what we're gonna do is try to get the gain stage in exactly the same. So we got -1 here and output at -0.4, and then we're gonna give it a drive here, and I kind of want to see what's the difference in the drive saturation with different tape speeds. Okay, so let's go ahead and check that out. Okay, so my observation at tape speed 15, we could drive it a tad bit more, but I noticed more of a mid-range push, okay, versus on the preset A, which has the tape speed at 30. It's kind of like an all-around high and low push, mostly on the low end. All right, let's kind of flip and go back and forth between preset A and B. All right, cool. Yeah, so you could definitely hear it on the tape speed. You can hear that it sounds like the low end and the high end is kind of rolled off. But do mind that I haven't made an adjustment on the high end on preset B. So let's go ahead and let's match the high end that's on preset A, and let's put that at 3, and let's play it now. That's kind of crazy. So basically, preset B, when you made the high frequency adjustment, it almost like it kind of leveled out a little bit. Man, that's kind of crazy. What it's doing on the back end. That's crazy, man. So when I adjusted the high frequency up, it definitely kind of almost seemed like it just evened it out. I couldn't really tell if the low end was still kind of rolled off a little bit, but let's hear that for a second. Yeah, so you could definitely hear some stretching and compressing on the width of the stereo signal. B is just really going to be more, I'm not going to say it's compressed, but it's definitely more narrow on the stereo width than it is with the 30 tape speed, which is a little bit wider for us the perception of the stereo signal as well, man. So, yeah, man, I mean, there ain't really too much we can, what I'm saying, look into on the plugin, anything else. It just really depends on the flavor of the track. Of course, with this particular track, we'll probably go with the 30 tape speed because it's, a little bit cleaner sound and it's a little bit more modern type sound, and you don't have the low or the high end roll off or anything like that. Now, what I do want to dive into is the ultimate version. And it seems like when you flip back from the ultimate version to the original version, it keeps the parameters for you, which is really, really cool. And it seems like with the high frequency adjustment, you get more of a refined adjustment on the knob, and I'm quite sure that's the same thing on the sub frequency as well. On the sub frequency adjust knob as well, you can fine tune the values just a little bit more. But overall, though, you keep the same input gain, same output gain that you set, the same drive level. So let's go ahead and crank it up on the ultimate version. Interesting. I really didn't find the low frequency end doing too much. Now I'm on headphones, and I know that 808 it goes deep. You feel me? So it's probably not resonating on the headphones or whatnot. But you know what I'm saying, I did hear a little bit of change on it or whatnot. Let's go to original, and I'm just gonna go ahead and do the same thing here. So that's a high frequency adjustment. That is crazy. So we switched from the original to the ultimate version, and the ultimate version sounds like it's a little darker than the original version. The original version just fits, you know what I'm saying, and I can hear how better the original version sounds. Just it being based off of one-to-one code, it sounds really, really good. The ultimate version, like I said, this seems like you would use it on more independent tracks, but the original, definitely, I probably would use this on the overall mix. Overall, the SPL Machine Head, it sounds really, really good on the track itself. If you would ask me, you want to add a little bit of tape to it, I wouldn't say add a little bit of tape to it because it's just giving you a digital emulation of a tape machine. But if you ask me, the SPL Machine Head is more of a saturation box. It has very, very simple controls, so you can kind of play with it in conjunction with the black box saturation tool from Plugin and Lines, or use them together. But it's not giving me too much tape vibes, only when you switch the tape speed. That's the only tape vibe that I get. But it's very simple, very straightforward, and it's a go on hip hop for sure, and stuff like that. So if you are looking for tape vibes on your stuff and you want more of a clean sound and not having to adjust all these parameters and mess something up and ruin your sound, definitely check out the SPL Machine Head. Hey man, this has been your boy Super Mario man. You have been in the yo with your boy checking out the SPL Machine Head plugin. If you like this video, go ahead and hit a like right here on this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Until next time, man, make sure you go ahead and demo SPL Machine Head and catch you later on the next one, man. Stay creative, keep your head on the swivel. Peace.